Alright, what's up guys? This is Christian from CK Wraps. Sorry about all the noise. We're doing some car washing today at Concept Auto Salon. But I'm going to try and speak loud and clear so you can understand what I'm talking about here. So today we're going to wrap this motorcycle gas tank in one piece. You can do this in more than one piece if you're not comfortable with doing this in one piece. So what we can do is, if we're doing this in multiple pieces, we take the body line, we run knifeless tape down this body line right here. And then what you want to do is you want to do a side inlay first on each side, and then you can do your top piece afterwards, doing your knifeless tape again for the top piece. So that's going to make life a lot easier. I want to do this in one piece to show you how we do this in one piece. So this being off the bike can be a little bit more difficult as far as a wrap goes, because this is going to want to move around. So what I need to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it against my body and push it against my body and get the stretch coming towards me. All right, so let's make sure we have the right size piece here. I've already cut this out and I've prepped the surface. So I believe we're good. I'm not so sure if I'm supposed to run it this way or that way, but I think it's pretty square. Yeah, let's do it this way. All right. So you can see I have plenty of excess film. I'm doing this in Vvivid Vinyl Premium Plus Nardo, Gloss Nardo Gray. Whether you think it's Gloss Nardo Gray or not is a totally different conversation. I guess everyone has a different idea what Nardo Gray looks like. It's just another nice gray. All right, so what obviously you want to do is make sure that this area is also clean around, because when you draw the backing paper off, you're going to create a lot of static, right? And you're going to start drawing in particles. So let's just get that in there. We're kind of where we want it. I'm going to end up repositioning this right now. Comes off pretty nicely, like it's not sticking very aggressively. So what we want to do is I want to start working the film from here to here. So I'm going to bring it, or vice versa, one way or the other. I'm taking it from this point down here because this is the shorter, this is the more sharp angle as far as when it contours down. It's kind of like doing a door handle. Now I have a ton of extra slack here. I don't want to draw this slack out to the sides because I'm going to get fingering and pulling back up this way. So what I want to do is I want to contour, I want to heat all this area and draw this film towards me as much as I can, doing this alone. This is going to be hard to do alone. So, again, I'm going to use the gas, I'm going to hold the gas tank against my body, and this is going to take more than one time to heat this. My heat gun worked. The connection's a little bit loose. Okay. It's not very warm in the shop today either, so I'm going to have to add, kind of soak this with a lot of heat. So by drawing the film across the top, we're going to create a lot less slack at the sides. All right, so let's stick this down a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up, heat it, and stretch it back this way a little bit, not a lot. So one thing to look out for is discoloration. So if we're overstretching, we might get some discoloration. We obviously don't want that. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging to do it this way. But I want to stretch it across this way, all right? So yes, I have a ton of wrinkles, not a big deal, because we're going to glass all this out as it's cool. I'm going to pull it back again a bit. Start squeezing out some of these wrinkles that are up near the center that we can't really have access to. I'll just use my finger for that. Like I said, it's difficult because this wants to move. So I'm going to actually try to, if you had someone to hold this in the center here, great.
Okay.
It's okay, it's okay. I want to show them how to do it alone, so thank you. Well, Aaron offered to help, but I want to show you guys how you're going to do this alone. So because a lot of you may not have help or you may not have any friends, and that's why you're watching me. So let's heat it up again. I'm gonna try and heat it soft enough so that I can pull it without the gas tank moving too much. Still difficult. What I want to do is I want to keep glass more in the center here, because this is going to be really hard to access once I have the sides down. So even right now, you don't want to put your hand behind it too much. All right, so I think this is looking pretty good. I'm going to start drawing some of this out to the sides now. And smoothing it out over this way. So like I said, the only really hard part about this is anchoring the gas tank, is finding a way to hold it down. If this wasn't moving right now, I would have been probably almost done, because I would have been able to glass it out a lot easier in the beginning. Small wrinkle there. I'm gonna lift it up and heat it out. You can see how nice and pliable the film gets when we heat it. We're just working it little by little, guys. It's not a race, it's not a rush. This won't take too long for me, but it might take a little bit longer for you. So you can see that I'm trying to pull it without the gas tank shifting too much. Got my squeegee here just for these nice areas that I can get down a larger portion. This is gonna look actually really gorgeous when it's done. All right, I let the film shrink back before I pull it. So I let the film shrink back and then I keep tension on it, but I don't stretch it out too much because now we're nearing the edge. Or on this side, okay? So I'm going to pop this out right here. And I can hold it up and heat it. That will help me glass it out because this isn't quite as pliable as Avery is. Avery, I wouldn't need to use as much heat. With the cooler temperature in here today, it's not making this all that easy. All right, so we're getting somewhere over here. So I'm gonna try and put my arm on it. So the way to know if we're overstretching here is, let's heat it. Is it moving a lot? Not a lot, so we're good. Let's bring this side around, blast it out a little bit more on the top here, and then we're gonna start stretching it back, and then we're gonna stretch it forward again, all right? Yeah, I have my hands behind it, but my hands are clean. You could get a hair from your hands on it. That's not gonna be good. So just keep that in mind, that there's risk involved when you're putting your hands behind the film. Like I said, if you were doing this with help, you probably wouldn't need to put your hands behind the film. You'll just be able to glass it out a lot easier. All right. As far as it goes in here, this is just pushing in. I didn't really push too far because I know that I'm gonna have to reset all this anyways. All right, so I'm gonna leave down here right now on both sides. Bring the gas tank back to its original position where I had it before when we started, and draw more of this forward. Okay, about there. A lot of the stretch is going to be coming across the top and not so much the sides. A little bit across the sides, but more so across the top. Because we need that top to stretch across. Something like that. Now this is going to be difficult to work out. We have to bring, obviously, everything this way now. So what I want to do is heat it and see if anything's shrinking on the sides here, because we kind of need the film. We need the film to shrink in. So it's still a mess up here. I just want to see how the film is reacting and if I need to draw it more towards me or not. Oh, let's keep going. So if I was doing this in 3 pieces, this would be done. I'm pretty confident I'd have this done in about 15 minutes. But again, I want to show you how to one-piece it because it can be done. We don't want to get lazy. We want to do it the nicest way we can. So it's just the gas tank, gas cap goes here. I'm going to keep drawing the film out. This way, towards me. This is the hard part right here. It's now coming down this side and not having too much slack up in this area here. So because this is a flat area, we can't get any lifting. There's no recesses, there's no crevices, there's no edges. So we can take a lot of stretch from this area as long as we're not discoloring the film and get that stretch out, because it's not going to lift there. Alright. So I don't know if I like this yet. This is a lot of slack here, and I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not. I'm gonna try right now to heat and bring it down. But keep in mind, as I'm doing this, I'm stretching the film quite a bit, and I then again have to stretch it into the recess. So I don't know if this is gonna work. What I should have done is come more across this way and more across this way. I haven't done that enough yet. So if I do, let's do some triangles here. Let's work more towards the front and then towards the back again and see what happens. So you can see that I'm drawing the film out towards the front of the bike. This will be the front, this is the back. And then I'm going to come back across this way and anchor that to something. I don't know if this is going to work though, alright? Doing something like this is like a trial and error. And the fact that it's moving around Makes it really difficult. So what I'm gonna do is lift this up more and stretch the film across, because this is not having it right now. And you can see I picked up some debris from the table, but that's not going on the tank. All right, what are we looking like here? Can I shrink this, you think? We'll see. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Still got to work a bunch of it out. There's a dent here. I saw that before. So we're going to take our time in working this out. I'm just trying to gloss it a bit. You guys are probably looking at this right now and you're like, man, I'm just gonna do this in 3 pieces. I get it. I don't blame you. So we're almost there on this side. So we're almost there on this side. So look, I'm trying to stretch larger areas of the film, not such small condensed areas, all right? Every time I stretch, I want to reset. And then by the time I get to the bottom, I don't want to have any stretch on the edges. So what I'm actually going to do right now is try and heat this up and then bring it down in one shot. Will I post heat this? Hell yes. And I got a wrinkle there. There is the ninja badging that's on here that doesn't come off. So you're gonna see that embossed slightly through the film. So now I can alleviate this tension here. Fix this up a little bit more here, even it out, and gloss it out again. I'm always letting it shrink back before I pull. This way I know that I'm not adding stretch upon stretch upon stretch. Okay, pull back. We're going to even it out again here. There's not a lot of pullback right now, but we are getting a lot of fingering. So I need to get rid of this fingering by spreading it out, all right? We'll only do that like a little bit at a time. So it's not pulling back a lot. It's still not pulling back a lot. Just gently stretching that out, all right? So I let my hand move with it. Let's do add a little more heat over here. I'm running into an issue here where I have too much slack. It's fine, we're gonna draw it out right now. There we go. By the time I get to this edge, we're not gonna have any pullback or anything like that. So I'm gonna finish this up. We're near the bottom here, we're not at it completely. We'll finish this side up over here. Let that shrink back. Being able to pull down on the gas tank is a lot easier than pulling it across this way, because the gas tank's not going to come down anymore. So this is actually the easier part. Let it come back. So it all came back, so we're not adding stretch upon stretch. Just even it out. Let's fix this up here. Let it all come back again. The hard part right here, all right? Well, it's all kind of the hard part, I guess. Let's say I was doing this in chrome, I would have done it in 3 pieces, 100%. It would have just been one here, one there on the other side, and one on top to finish it off. But because we're not doing it in chrome, we can push the limit of the film. As long as we're pushing the limit properly. We don't want to push it to the point of failure, we want to push it to just before that. What we can also do afterwards is we can tuck the film in a little further than where the gas tank actually sits on the bike. So we can have a little bit more coverage and ensure that we're not getting, even if it does pull back, it's not going to pull all the way back to where the point where it's visible. So that's another advantage to having it off the bike, is that we can actually wrap it a little bit further. It's just that I feel like if it was mounted to the bike, I would have done this faster and there wouldn't have been as much stretch. Just getting some wrinkles out here. All right. Let it come back, let it come back. You can see that I'm drawing it in, like underneath I'm trying to draw it into the recess. So that way, I'm not just squeezing it into the recess, I'm drawing it into the recess. So a couple of wrinkles there, just want to get them out, all right. So you can see that I'm drawing the film into this gap. You'll wonder why we charge a lot to wrap bikes. Like, oh my God, it costs that much. It sure does. That's what I have to do. I did like 3 or 4 bikes last year, never did any videos on them, and then you guys started asking for all these videos, so unfortunately it's only a gas tank, but it should help. Alright, we're pretty much done this side. This is definitely going to get a serious post heat, because that will ensure that I'm not going to get any pullback for the most part. If we did overstretch it too much, then pullback can be inevitable sometimes, but I'm always very certain that a good thorough post heat, and even taking it over 190 or 180 is a surefire way to make sure that there's no pullback. If you actually kill the memory in the film, like if you destroy the memory in the film, there's no reason for there to be any tension on it at all, even if you have tons of tension on it, because air in there. Because if you kill the memory, there's no tension on the film, it can't pull back. So if you actually kill the memory with a good thorough post heat, there's no reason why it will ever pull back. It's all about getting it beyond that edge comfortably so that it's not overstretched. So you start pulling back a little bit and then trying to avoid that. So what I want to do is just spread out these wrinkles. No idea what that sound is. I think it's the washing machine actually. Oh, that was a nice noise. All right, so we're underneath here. I know we're underneath here. Post heat it up just for now, just for time being. I'm gonna come back to it, but I don't want it to move anywhere in the meantime. All right. So let's turn this so you can see what that looks like. Looks pretty good. There's no discoloration, there's no wrinkles or any fun stuff like that. Now for another side. Just when you thought you were done. So I'm just trying to get some of these wrinkles out. Let it shrink back. I'm not that worried about the wrinkle on top there because I can fix that once I cut the gas tank cap out. Let's turn that. Let's leave that on. I need it. I guess the hard part is getting this glassed. To lock it in is kind of difficult. Sorry, the video cut out at 30 minutes again, as it always does. I still haven't figured out how to change the setting on the camera. I've been trying. I'm sure Google can help me with that. So yes, putting your hands behind the film, this is what I was saying before the camera cut out. Oils can come off from your hands and they can cause less adhesion, all right? So there's a potential for that. I'm not really that worried about it because I'm putting my hands behind the areas that are very flat. All right, so we're not putting our hands behind areas that are being pushed into recesses and stuff like that. I'm putting my hands behind the areas that are very flat with very minimal stretch. So I'm trying to draw the film across the back here. Like I said, it's difficult because we've got a moving gas tank. So I put my arm on the gas tank so it wouldn't move. Kind of helps. I'm sorry if you can't see that. Itchy eye. All right. So we're nearly there as far as all this goes for this area. I've locked some air in here, so I need to release it. All right, there we go. Because the edges are getting very tight with the film contouring down, so it's gonna lock in air just like Avery and 3M will. All films will lock in air because that's the idea, is that it's supposed to seal up and keep air out. One more little bubble there, there we go. All right, so let's continue to draw this out a little bit more. Let it shrink back. I'm gonna glass this out a little bit here. All right, a little bit more. Spread out those wrinkles the best you can. It's hard to get them sometimes unless you get your fingers close to it on top. We're looking good over here for sure. Now we're gonna have to work the side again. So this should all start to shrink around here. So I've stretched it, perfect, kind of what I want. So we can get really close to the bottom of the tank here. And I know this part's going to be hidden. Just trying to keep the wrinkles away. All right. I'm okay with this right now. We're gonna deal with the side now. So hopefully I set myself up better this time with more stretch coming across. What to do? Perfect. All right. See what we're looking at here when I add some heat. All right, it's shrinking. That's better. That's better than we did on the other side. All right, I got a lot less film, a lot less slack in the middle to work out right now. So again, what I can do is I can pull forward and pull backwards a little bit more. And because the bike is moving, it's pain. Let's just anchor that somewhat like that. And we're going to pull again this way. Sorry for the noise. Alright. Okay, that's better. So, that helped a lot actually. You can see that. So now I don't have as much to work in this middle area right here, which is like the hardest part of the whole thing, was this area right here. Struggled a lot on the other side with this area. Glass that out a little bit, and then I'm going to heat it and relieve the tension that I have created here, okay? Alright, give me a second. Alright. I'm going to work the rest of this first. Because before I lock this in here, I want to make sure that we're good over on this side. I'm going to cut off some of the slack because I have just way too much on this side getting in my way. I'll let it shrink back. See the struggle of it moving, right? Let it go back. Sometimes I use my squeegee just to get more of it down before it cools. Oh, that was a gun. It's awkward now for this side. and leave it running. Alright, we're getting through the bottom. Like, even just the fact that it rocks around like that is really annoying. So keep this in mind when you're doing this, guys. It's not easy if it's not mounted. Couple of wrinkles here. I'm going to fix them up right now. When it comes to gas tank wrap, the struggle is definitely real. Especially if you're trying to do this in one piece, alright? I would encourage you to try it in one piece so that you can get a feel for it and see how it goes. So I gotta finish up here, and then we're gonna post heat and we're done. Let's let that shrink back. Cool. It's hooked on there, I don't like that. There we go. Stop moving. Every time it moves, it messes up the pull the tension that I'm having. So every time it moves, it comes towards me. Those wrinkles that I thought were gonna go away don't go away. So it's kind of like wasted effort. It's like twice the effort every time you go to pull. It looks great though. So I'm just trying to get it more around the bottom side of the edge, and then I'll be able to post seat it properly without any wrinkles. If you have wrinkles and you try to post seat it, it's going to start pulling back. Again, it just keeps moving from me, so it's difficult. So, I'll show you what this looks like right now. The you guys can see. There's that bit up here, which is not a big deal because once I cut this out, I can actually just do it right now. I can access that, all right? I'll make this cut nicer obviously afterwards, but I'm just going to do that. Just like gas in this thing. It's near the edge, so I don't want to put my fingers actually behind it. There we go. Perfect. So I'll tuck that in there a little bit more. So as you can see guys, we got a one-piece motorcycle gas tank. All it is now is post heating here all around your edges because you stretch this enough, and then it's trimming, and then we're done. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the motorcycle gas tank. If you did, give it a thumbs up. This is a Ninja gas tank, and we've just wrapped this in Vivid Gloss Nardo Gray. I think it took about 50 minutes, almost an hour. Yeah, it's been a while. Other than that, we're done. So hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. Thanks, take care.